All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Says we're live. Right, all right, all right. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Says we're live. Let's go. In 3, 2, 1. All right, all right, all right. Rick Monday coming at you once again like Finnegan. So if you've got a yen to expand your kin, then let's get zen. Broadcasting to you from the central kingdom of the celestial dragon, Twilight Zone Old Peking, far behind the bamboo firewall on a Tuesday. Monday on a Tuesday coming at you wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission. Welcome, Wizard, Warrior, Wanderer, and Wayfarer alike. Wildcats out there. Tonight's a good night, guys. We got a big show for you. Chinese wise guys. Open chat. Anybody who wants to tune in, drop in and say hello. Let me go ahead and post that link early in the comment box in case y'all good-looking, sexy people out there in Happy Land want to drop in and say hi. I welcome it. I encourage it. Remember, own your fight. Goodness alone is power. Silence is strength. Will regaineth omnipotence. And love lieth at the foundation. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Let's get ready to roll. Get on up out the way. I said, get on up out the way. I said, move your big old fat ass out my way, biatch, because I'm coming through, and I'm moving, and I'm grooving, and I'm jamming to the tunes of Frank Monday's hit single, Get Out the Way. Get out the way. No new horror can be more terrible than the daily torture of the commonplace. That's why we do it, man. We're in it to win it. So give me just a minute here, guys. I'm setting up shop, getting ready to make it happen. I'd like for you to reach out and help me reach 1,000 subs. You guys know how you can do it. Tell a friend, like a video, leave a little comment, a little something in the tip jar, right? For the Grand Wizard of the Esoteric Order of Dagon, your friend and well-wisher, Frank Monday, coming at you with another one. 100-day challenge, Way of the Psionic Agent. Get with it. Hit the like button, guys. Do it now. If you're in a comfortable position, you can close your eyes, take a deep breath. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Command yourself to relax and hit that like button. Touch it. Poke at it. Fondle it. Give it a little tickle. Whatever gets it, whatever you can do to get it done, man. Just get it done. Check me out on buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. That'll put the lead in my pencil, the pep in my step. One-time coffee donation. I certainly appreciate that shit. You can also join the Discord, Lunar Light Entertainment, for more behind-the-scenes conversations and other fun stuff. You know how that goes. How good-looking sexy people know what's up. Yes, indeedy. You do indeed know what's up. All right. Shall I leave the music? I'll leave the music on low. Leave that music on low. Just so you know that it's hanging out there in the background. Just in case there's a dip in the conversation. We got some big guns to get into tonight, y'all. We're going to check it out right here on the Frank Monday channel. Hey, what happened? Why didn't we get it? Okay, so recently I was in a conversation where I was asked to recommend some books for young students. What books inspired me growing up, and I thought about it long and hard. And I was long and hard when I was thinking about it. So I came across a couple here. The top two that came to mind were Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching and Marcus Aurelius' The Meditations, and quotes from those. I think it's fun to have quotes to support your understanding. An interesting scholar once told me that some books, some literature can be just tasted. You just get a little taste of it. It's enough. He said other books you got to swallow whole. Just gulp them down. They're that good. And then he said, and there's others that you have to chew on for a long time that you're able to, then, only then, you're able to digest them. And I thought, yeah, there are a lot of good philosophy, you know, it needs to be chewed on and digested. It's not, you know, within the realm of popular fiction and, you know, pulp magazines. Like the stuff I really enjoy reading in my free time is, you know, weird science fiction, cosmic horror, even gothic horror, right? All kinds of fun stuff out there to read. But that can just be tasted and gulped down, you know, no big deal. But these more deeper philosophical works where their wisdom rings true from ancient times. You know, we're talking thousands of years ago with these guys, right? 500 BC for old Lao Tzu, Aristotle, Zhuangzi, Kongzi, all right, Plato, Socrates, Aristophanes, Anaxagoras, Cicero, so on and so on. That shit needs to be chewed on so that it can be digested. And so I thought I'd get a little bit into it. Yeah, the Tao Te Ching. It says here, they got a little English translation there. It says that it's the way to goodness and power. And I don't know if I like that translation or not. It's all right though. The Tao is the way. Yes, most certainly. Tao means way. It shows a figure in motion. Got heads up, eyes on, hot, right? And he's strolling down the Broadway, meandering and wandering and getting at it, you know, one foot after the other. We get famous quotes like a journey of 1,000 steps, journey of 1,000 miles. It's actually 1,000 li in Chinese, which is probably closer to a kilometer. Begins with a single step. And just taking it step by step each day. Good advice from the old white-haired man, Lao Tzu. It just means old man. That's what it means. And then De is not really power. It's more of the idea of virtue. A lot of elements going on there in that Chinese character. But it's a heart-centered awareness. And so it would be, I think, and then the last character, of course, just means classic. It means Chinese classic, like any book that falls within the category of the classics. So it would be more readily translated as the way of virtue, right? The way of virtue, the classic, the way of virtue, the classic of the way of virtue. So living up to your virtue, what the hell was Lao Tzu talking about? Like a rose bush's virtue is to produce both beautifully fragrant flowers, but at the same time have those vicious, dangerous thorns, right? You grab a rose, you try to grab a rose bush by the stem and get at that flower, it's going to cut you up, baby. What about a mosquito's virtue? If it allows us that all things have virtue, a mosquito's virtue is a hide out in the dark shadows under your table, wait for you to be chilling, and then fucking grab a little bite of your blood. That's its virtue. It's living up to its virtue. So some things have a noxious, odious, fulsome, malodorous, wicked, vile virtue, like jackdaws and vultures, right? They're just waiting for you to fuck up so that they can pick your bones clean. Other things in the universe have a beneficent, divine, beautiful, fragrant, aromatic delightful and pleasant virtue. Like I like magpies, but I'm thinking more like thrush, little hermit thrush. Berry bushes that don't have thorns. Most of them do, I guess. Though the mulberry tree just produces endless amounts of mulberries that you can steep into wine. Not really a negative thing about it, right? Some things just don't have any negativity in them. Some things don't have much positivity. Of course, that's why it brings us to the Taiji, that everything's kind of a balance of the two, right? And that's what we're getting into. So if you don't know the story of Lao Tzu, he abandoned ancient China. He was the keeper of the imperial archives in ancient China at the end of the Shang dynasty, and he said that society had become too decadent and indulgent. There was a Tower of Babel experience. He had a great wizard's tower where every stone was handcrafted with magical sigils. And he summoned lightning, vicious tornado, and blew the motherfucker up into smithereens. And then he abandoned society, rode off toward the west, the setting sun, in his old age on the back of a water buffalo, an ox. And as he was headed out of town, like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Y'all crazy. He was stopped by a border guard in the Gansu province, a location called the Hanggumun, the gate of the Hanggu people. And as he was leaving, the border guard, the gate guardian, right, asked him to leave behind some writings for posterity. And Lao's like, fuck all that. He's like, hey, if you hang out, I'll give you a couple jugs of this old mulberry wine. We can shoot the shit. So Lao Tzu decided to dally a bit in that location and taught the local people and wrote the one great classic that he's well known for, the Tao Te Ching. He went onward into that province, wrote another great classic called the Hua Hu Jing, or the Transformation of the Hu People. And it's a lesser known text attributed to Lao Tzu. Of course, he's a legendary figure. So there is some historical evidence to support these stories, but doesn't really matter. The book itself is what matters. So let's get into it a little bit. In the book, the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu says that knowing others requires cleverness, right? The liquid intelligence of the mind. You got to be crafty, cunning, engage in intrigue. He said, however, knowing yourself requires true insight. And as a result, you will arrive at wisdom and enlightenment. And so here we have 500 BC, the Chinese saying the same thing that Socrates read at the entry to the oracle at Delphi. Know thyself, nose te ipsum, tu es Dios, right, in Latin. Lao Tzu went on to say, right, so I guess the Greeks, they only knew half of the expression there. He said that mastering others requires force, strength, overbearing, right? Requires all of these types of things, coercion, and this kind of thing, organizing society. Whereas mastering yourself is truly something that requires self-discipline, self-governance, right? This is true power. Remember, O neophyte, goodness alone is power. That's all it is right there. That's what Lao Tzu was talking about, man. He got into it, though, too. He went on to tell us that take it easy, right? Don't go to excess. If you fill your cup to the brim, it will most certainly spill all over the fucking place. So stop short. Do not fill to the brim. If you keep sharpening your swords and knives, then they are easily blunted. All right, an over-sharpened sword becomes weakened. It'll break. You got to be careful. When you pull the bow and arrow back beyond capacity, the bow might snap. All right, the string might snap. So going to extremes will put you in a situation of danger. He said, hey, take it easy. Don't chase after money and fame and security. Those things will undercut your health and wear you out. When you give too many fucks about what other people think about you, you make yourself their prisoner. He said, just get it done and then fuck off, right? And what he's talking about here in chapter 9 is letting go after the work is done, retiring and not seeking credit for things, just doing the work to do the work. He went on to say that, I'm good to people who those are of those who are good, and I'm also good to those who people who are not good, because goodness is the nature of my character. I do my work when I get paid big dollar. I do my work when I get paid no dollar, because doing my work is the nature of my being. This is what Lao Tzu meant by virtue. He went on to talk about these extremes, right? If you stand on tiptoe, you cannot stand firm. If you rush ahead and stride, you can't last long. He who tries to shine only dims his own light. He who has powers over others can't even master himself or his own mind. He who clings on to his work like a vulture with a dead rat will create nothing of lasting goodness. To live in the Tao, do your job and then fuck off for the night. And that's what I did, man. I was at work all day. They kept me an extra hour to give a short lecture on literature. And they were surprised when I chose the Chinese classics is what I wanted to talk about, because it's what I truly love. And it's what brought me here to the central kingdom of the celestial dragon, Twilight Zone OP King. Here's some Chinese wise guys. Pop quiz. Which one do you know? Do you know the emperor in yellow? Do you know the old guy that's in his this style of sitting down here at the bottom under the yellow emperor is called Beijing Tar. It means to recline and take it easy like a Beijinger, because Beijing's the capital and motherfuckers just be laid back, letting it all hang out. They pop open that they lay back like that in the Beijing style, lazy posture, lackadaisical, just chilling, and they pop open the shirt, let the belly hang out. It's called belly cooling, right? Hot summer day, fanning your belly, got your feet all stinky, hanging out. That's Zhuangzi there. He dreamt that he was a butterfly. And when he woke up, he's like, motherfucker, I don't know if I'm a butterfly dreaming I'm a man, or I'm a man dreaming I'm a butterfly. That was good fun. Flitting around in the garden like a damn butterfly. They're like, Zhuangzi, you crazy, motherfucker. The dreaming prophet is what they called him. These guys were all contemporaries, man. Qin Shi Huang, the emperor in yellow. Old fucking Zhuangzi, the sleeping prophet. And then we've got Confucius over here on the right. He's a little more prim and proper. He's got his shit in order. He's got his ducks in a row. He's sitting back looking pretty. Got himself a nice chair. You're like, damn, man, you out there in the dirt getting it. He's like, I'm going to put on the finery of the temple and be chilling like a villain, hanging out with the concubines. He wrote some good stuff, Confucius. Confucius, that motherfucker that said, he who stand on pot, he who stand on toilet, high on pot. Didn't he write that old book, Overpopulation in China by Yi Young? Yeah, that's the kind of shit he was up to, Talking about the Yellow River, written by We P. Freely. Motherfucking Confucius. Tearing it up with the one-liners. He was a comedian, stand-up comedian of the royal court, 500 BC. Just chilling like a villain. He was getting it. He knew what was up. Motherfucker sound like an explosion outside. Damn. All right. So, yeah, that's not the way I gave my dissertation at school today. But, old Frank Monday, when he get on the YouTubes, he liked to do it with a little more entertaining style. You know what I'm saying? A little ghetto baby style coming at you straight out the central kingdom of the celestial dragon, y'all. Frank Monday once again, like Finnegan. Hit those like buttons, man. Make them bark like Pavlov's dog. Woof, woof. Yeah, Marcus Aurelius, he didn't know, man, that we'd be doing crazy shit like this, podcasting on the internet. But he knew that what we do now echoes in eternity. It's said that within Taoism, and within the Chinese Tao and other spiritual sciences of the ancients, that words have power. They can touch even ghosts and spirits, and thus should be respected. Words and thoughts. They say that the thoughts are like a thunderclap in the spirit realm. People be sitting around conniving, thinking all kinds of crazy horse shit. And the spirit realm can hear everything, not only everything you say, but everything you think. So be wary of that, man. Be careful. Don't be saying no crazy shit to yourself or to other people or to the world. You know, try to keep it real. Try to keep it nailed down. Brass tacks. That's what these wise guys were all about. Whether they be Greek wise guys or Roman or Chinese or Sumerian, right? Any old wise guys you like, they were all up to the same old horse shit, talking about that wisdom. And boy, I like it. I like it. I think it's good stuff. I think that Marcus Aurelius was right, that it does echo in eternity. Seems like we might have a visitor. Give me a second, guys. Somebody fucking knocking on the goddamn door. The hell's that all about? All right, and I'm back. Yeah, I thought that there might have been someone at the door. I heard a little knock. Maybe it was on the door next door. How we coming through in clarity today, guys? We got good sound levels, good transmission levels. You have power over your own mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. For any of you who have come here to study magic with Frank Monday, you know that through my dissertation of the esoteric order of Dagon, that I talk about it with the 3 concentric circles. The innermost circle, the one most immediately surrounding you, is what I like to call your area of direct control. So it's that area with which you can reach out arm's length and even toes length, right? And you can directly control objects with your actions. Within that area of direct control, within the division of 3s, right? The theory of turds. I got a theory of turds, baby. A theory of thirds. The next division of that third, that triangulation, is your words. You have direct control over your words. At least you should. Not everyone does. But yeah, you're in command of your voice box, right? And so that's the second part of that equation of third. And then the third part of that is what? You should have direct control over your thoughts, over your mentation, your ideation. A lot of people don't, right? That's what becoming a master magician is all about. I take command and responsibility of my mind and thoughts, my words and what I speak, right? And my writing and my actions. These 3 things are my own responsibility. And for the most part, I think you should do good magic and do good in the world. Then on that same, 3 concentric circles, at that next level of the concentric circle, you have the area of influence. So your actions can influence others, but it's not within your direct control. Your words can influence others, right? Even ghosts and spirits. But again, it's not within your direct control. It's an influential medium. And then your thoughts can actually influence other things, the world around you. But again, it's outside. It's via the mercurial fluid that surrounds you as an egg, the energy egg around you that's touching the third and final area, or not final, but in this system of division, right? Theory of thirds, which is the area of no control, right? And this is what he's talking about right here. Those outside events, those outside things that are beyond your sphere of influence, you have no control over them. And so if you learn this basic procedure of volantic expression, which you decree and is received by the cosmos via the postic state, right? And it's returned to you as an echo, a reflection, a reverberation. Then you're learning real magic. That's what it's all about. That's what he was talking about. But we go a little bit deeper, right? A little bit below the surface tonight, guys. He was pretty straightforward too, right? A fair-minded guy. He said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. And that's all there is to it. That's what Lao Tzu was up to too. You know, he's saying the same kind of stuff. Just get at it, man. Just be a good guy. Be a wise guy. Because that's a lot more interesting and fun than out there causing a bunch of fucking trouble. Being a misanthrope and a ne'er-do-well. All right, that ain't no kind of goodness. This is one I really like a lot, guys. I use this every single day. When you arise in the morning, realize that life is a gift, right? You're in the present, alive once again. To think, to ponder, speculate, postulate, ratiocinate, to get in there, and then to enjoy the succor, the nectar, the ambrosia, right? And finally, that all powerful thing, love is the law, love under will. And you do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. This is the law right here, neophyte. That goodness alone is power. Will regaineth omnipotence. Silence is strength. And love lieth at the foundation. Next up, we're going to get into the yin-yang principle a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take a break from my lecturing right now. I hope y'all good-looking, sexy people are doing well out in happy land tonight. This is Frank Monday, well-wisher and friend, Grand Wizard of the Esoteric Order of Dagon, coming at you once again like Finnegan with the 100-day challenge, Way of the Psionic Agent. I'm in the third 10-day, guys. I don't know where you are. If you're keeping up with the syllabus, I got it over there at buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. You can check it out if you like. Let me show it to you. Get in here and show it to you. I'm going to show my whole screen, man. I hope I ain't got no naked girls on here, nothing crazy. Getting all crazy and getting jiggy with it. Yeah, looking good. Looking real good. Go ahead and pop that in. Where'd it go? There it is there. Right there, baby. Yeah, so jump over to that what's up? I got to remove that bad boy. And then I got to add that bad boy. And there you go. Now it looks like it's doing its thing. Chamber of Echoes. Labyrinth of Mirrors. Psionic Agent, guys, right here, the syllabus. You can check it out at Buy Me a Coffee. Week 3 is all about astral projection. The focus areas are going to be the body, breath, mind, and spirit control. So we're adding that next essential level of the spirit. Day 1, introduction to astral projection. All right. Should be day 21 on your 100-day challenge. This is week 3, the third 10-day, all the way down to reflection and integration. Going to start sharing some astral experiences. I'm going to do a guided astral journey for you. Get more into projection techniques, visualizing the astral body, combining your meditation and physical control with projecting. All these good things, guys. You can find them on the coffee page. Just head on over there and check it out. Yeah, there's the address right there. Looks like our transmission strength isn't very good. So I'm going to keep the chat open for a little while and invite anybody who wants to stop by and say hello. There's the StreamYard link. If you'd like to talk about a little bit of the topics that I've covered so far here in the first 30 minutes, well, carpe diem, get with it. Let me know. If not, I will head off into the abodes of the future to ponder and contemplate and cultivate, to engage in spiritual practice myself. Because, we've only got a limited amount of time each day and we got to make the best of it. And ain't no reason to sit on the sidelines and lollygag, get in it to win it. That's what old Frank Monday is doing every single moment of every single day. Just trying to hold down the fort, keep the jelly in my donut, the pep in my step, nose to the grindstone, and rolling with the punches, so I can hang out with y'all once in a while here on the old boob tube, right? The old YouTube, you, hanging out on the YouTube. Alrighty then. Y'all good looking sexy people, stay well out in Happy Land. Try to keep up with the 100-day challenge. Stop by and say hello. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until I see you again, y'all keep doing good magic. I will sign off with a quick invocation here. The Adoration of Abraxas. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, vast and mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of both light and the darkness, he who was, is, and eternally shall be. We adore thee and we invoke thee. Send us one of your divine spiritual agents, our holy guardian angel, to protect and guide us through the innumerable snares of the earthly sphere, and a cleansing wind to disperse all negativity and endless human opinion. Teach us those secret things which we must know for the completion of the great work and the glory of thine ineffable name, Adonai. So it is commanded and confirmed, so mote it be. Amen. All right, guys, this has been another live Jive archive on the 100-day challenge, Pathways of the Psionic Agent. Leave you with a little bit of wisdom from the old Chinese wise guy Lao Tzu himself in the Tao Te Ching. Until next time, Carpe Diem, Ad Astra, Praspera, No Se Te Ipsum, Tu Es Dios. Tu